All right, you're still here on the AM show. Time for us to go through the newspapers. And as I announced, Komla Adum is here. Like, why did I say Komla Adum?
I don't know. What mood are you in this morning?
I have no idea. I have no idea. But January has divided itself into two
Yes,
today,
halfway.
which is great news for you.
Great news, but still not too great news because then it's still slow.
But
I mean,
how
yesterday
do you
was
allow
14.
yourself to be broken January?
I
have no
there was
kids.
so
You
much
didn't pay school
partying.
fees.
Yeah, I didn't, but there were so many parties in December. You know, many commitments.
And then you carry yourself to Takade.
Yeah.
That's like icing on the cake. How many days did you spend there?
3 days.
Oh,
it was fun.
All from your pocket.
Yeah.
That's
it. But it was worth it.
Oh yeah. I mean, such memories. It will always be there.
It was worth it. I'll do it over again.
I'll do it this year, God willing. In December, I'll be in Takade.
Great. We'll go together.
Yeah, that will be fun. All right, you can join us if you can pay our transport. Let's do the newspapers. And I think traditionally for the rest of the year, I will probably start with the Daily Graphic newspaper because of our continuous thank you that we are saying in different languages. The Multimedia Group as we celebrate 25 years of media excellence. So right on the front page of the Daily Graphic newspaper, we start with our greetings. Izinga today. So Komla will do it.
So we're just saying Nyeyi Waladong. Nyeyi Waladong in English simply means thank you very much. And this is Ga.
Yeah.
Waladong. So if somebody tells you Oyi Waladong means thank you.
Yeah.
So Nyeyi Waladong means thank you to everyone.
I did Ga, you know.
And you couldn't read that.
Okay, so that's on the front page of the Daily Graphic newspaper. Our 25th anniversary and our saying thank you to you for all your support throughout the 25 years. But let's go through the headlines. 34 perish in gory crash. President consoles bereaved families. Also, NLA resolves impasse with private sector operators. I'm not sure if we're going to be showing you the front page of the paper. So this is the greetings from the Multimedia Group that we sent to you. In Ga is on the front page of the paper. Also, Amwabe Yunaku charged with stealing, money laundering. Two of them, pictures of both on the front page of the paper. Michael Yunaku actually was remanded. And so he's still in police custody.
For 1 week. He'll be there for 1 week.
That's if they are not able to successfully appeal, but we expect that
would be successful.
The process we would see some progress with that. So we'll definitely be staying with the story today. But on the AM show, of course, we're breaking these issues down. Where have we come with these two? There are civil cases already in courts. This is the criminal one. And I think for most people who want to see persons who are alleged to have done something wrong and contributed to the collapse of the banks with people's monies locked up, they want to see them being punished. So I guess this is the process that a lot of people will be interested in. Ghana Beyond Aid attainable, put shoulders to the wheel, President urges Ghanaians. And in the center spread of the paper, results fair attracts hundreds. 2020 Ghana Urban Forum opens in Accra also. Chief Imam pays historic visit to Ochihene. Now that's one of interest. The Ochihene Osajifo Amoitio for Repenning has called on Ghanaians to endeavor to continuously live in peace with one another. He said Ghana could not grow as a nation, quote, if we do not live in peace, unquote. The Ochihene made the call last Monday when the National Chief Imam, Sheikh Osman Nuhu Shaributu, paid a courtesy call on him at the Ofori Penyin Fie in Chibi in the eastern region. Definitely a historic visit. On the back page, rice millers cry for financial support. And story says that the millers in the country were unable to meet the demand for milled local rice during the Christmas and New Year festivities due to financial constraints. And according to them, they had the capacity to mill, but they lacked the funds to buy adequate quantities of the paddy rice for milling. Some of the rice millers, the Daily Graphic interview noted that until recently, people did not believe in the local rice, and that for that matter, those in the value chain did not get any financial support. But that's sad because there was a lot of advocacy for people to consume local rice. Yeah. And it's sad that, people in the sector could not meet the demand. So how do we then sustain it because, you know, we can say consume local rice, but if it's not available on the market, then, you know, what kind of advocacy
yeah.
are we making? But financial support, I guess we can get some states private sector initiative going, because these are huge investments.
Yeah. Especially as, you know, there are calls for all public institutions to, you know, consume local rice, and especially for the school feeding program, which we know, you know, cuts across the country. There's a call for all the caterers to use local rice.
All right, that's it for the Daily Graphic newspaper. Kamla.
All right, so the front page of the Ghanaian Times newspaper also has the big story about owners of 2 collapsed banks put before court for misappropriating over 200 million cedis belonging to customers, and that's they refer to Prince Kofi Amabing and Mike Yenako of Beige Bank. And the president has been speaking about it. Mama V, yesterday at the New Year's school, he said they'll put all persons responsible for the collapse of these banks before court soon. He says, from his information, some 25, you know, former officials are currently being investigated. And once the prima facie, you know, cases are established against them, they will be put before court. That's President Akufo-Addo on page 16 of the Ghanaian
Just
Times
wanted to say that
newspaper.
What would, you know, putting people before court is if they've done a very good job, you know, to see, I guess for people who want to see punishment, people punish a successful prosecution. That's what would excite people, but not just lining people up and taking them to court and charging them really doesn't mean much.
Yeah, and also the unfortunate incident about 34 persons losing their lives in a gory accident yesterday on the front page of the Ghanaian Times newspaper. It says 2 buses involved and 54 others sustaining injuries. Now, the update as of last night from our correspondent Richard Kojunyako is that, you know, out of the 54 who are still on admission in the hospital, a number of them are in stable condition. The doctors are working hard to, you know, put the others who were unconscious, revive them and sort of, you know, stabilize their conditions. And this is, it was one of the darkest days. 2020 is just 15 days now, and boom, we are hit with this.
Yeah, I remember there was another gory one involving 2 buses,
I remember.
in 2019.
I remember.
And I don't know, is it that we're simply not learning the lessons?
34.
Or we just love to speed, even though we know that there are particular spots, and this spot where the incident happened is actually accident prone.
Yeah.
And are we also just excited saying accident prone? Like, what do you do about that stretch?
It's really heartbreaking.
Yeah.
So the Road Safety Authority, we're talking about, you know, increasing their advocacy, education, sensitization of these drivers and road users, etc., about the dangers of 1, overspeeding, 2, traveling at night when you are visibly tired and you need to take a rest, you know.
And we need voices on the buses, in cars, in vehicles, if the driver is speeding. And sometimes when somebody gets the courage to tell the driver to, you know, make their voices known that the driver is speeding, somebody says, things like that, it kind of discourages others from speaking up. If you don't care about your life, somebody else does. And your life matters to somebody else.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So it's got rippling effects. And this is, if you look at the vehicle,
like completely mangled, like
beyond this, there's nothing you can do to this. Then you can imagine the impact.
Yeah.
Because if this is the result,
yeah, you can also imagine the trauma those who have survived are going to go through. They're going to be scarred for life. Looking at the ruins, I cannot come to terms. It's heartbreaking.
There was a 1-year-old, and I guess we also have to follow up. And authorities did not know if the mother had unfortunately passed or was still alive amongst the survivors. So there's more that we will be following up with Richard Kojunyako, who is our colleague in Cape Coast later today.
Okay, let me just do a final one here in the Ghanaian Times newspaper. It says Chinese fishing trawler fails to pay $1 million fine imposed for illegal fishing in Ghanaian waters. Story on the 18th page of a newspaper. And 81 arrested for violating bylaws of the Sekondi Takoradi Metropolitan Assembly, and they are going to be made to face the law. And the AMA to deal with those who paste materials without authorization. Mama V, this is another canker that we need to deal with. You know, on the intersections, on the bridges.
And we're talking about to deal with. You see, that's the problem. To deal with, and this has been happening like forever.
God knows how long.
Exactly.
Posters
Until
of-
you punish people.
Posters of preachers, posters of companies advertising, you know, drugs. They are a nuisance, actually.
But I think we're also not disciplined.
I
Because
agree.
these things usually happen during the night. You
Yeah.
wake up in the morning
And they're
to
there.
the posters.
Yeah, that's
We're
true.
simply not disciplined. Because otherwise, are you saying that the authorities should get people there 24/7? That's unreasonable.
That's
We need to be self-disciplined.
That's it for the Ghanaian.
All right, let's do the Finder newspaper front page of the Finder now. Outlook is very positive. President touts performance of government at results fair. Northern Ghana is key to our business. CBG MD Daniel Wilson Addo saying there. Also, Dr. Bawumia launches MP's digital product tracking command center to end smuggling. UNACO remanded and more being granted 110 million Ghana cedis bail. You've got the Daily Guide.
Yes, and I mean that big story running through literally all the newspapers. UT-based bosses in court over 441 million cedi fraud, and 34 perished in gory accident. He also has a story about Okumkom is dead, and that's the former Kumasi mayor. He's died. And NLA Lotto operators resolve impasse. Front page of a Daily Guide newspaper. The back page of a newspaper. Akono appointed Black Stars coach. CK Akono, former Black Stars player, now the coach of a senior national team, the Black Stars.
What time did that announcement come?
I mean, yesterday we had this yesterday. I mean, along with all the other head coaches of the other senior national teams, the women's teams, the under-23, all these other teams have new management team members. So that's on the back page of the Daily Guide newspaper. And Setien is new Barca coach. I mean, this story came yesterday.
What's his first name? Pronounce that.
I'll be safe. Kike.
Yeah, I think it's Kike.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mischievous, okay, and then Kwesi Arthur rocks Accra Stadium in Lagos City's Ashgrove clash. I think that will be interesting. Hip life artist Emmanuel Kwesi Danso Arthur Jr., known in music circles as Kwesi Arthur, is expected to perform in today's Lagos City's Ashgrove clash in Accra. I will be there. I mean,
so it looks like because Shatta
was
also
there on the
performed.
last match
Are they kind of? Is it just to get people to patronize because people would want to go and see Kwesi Arthur?
Absolutely,
And if the game is
absolutely.
fantastic, then people remember the game and they would want to go for the
Yes,
experience again.
I guess it's also, I'm just guessing, it's one of the strategies from Lagos cities to get these artists to come along.
So Shatta was Lagos City's idea?
Yes.
Oh.
And another Lagos
But they
City's
lost,
game.
didn't they?
They did.
Oh, that's
sadly.
sad. Yeah, but we remember the game,
We
which
do.
is good.
And we will remember today's game as well.
Yeah, exactly. Kwesi Arthur is a fantastic guy.
He
He'll give a
is
good
a
show.
fantastic guy.
So
that's
this,
it.
maybe I'll ask Benedict about this club. Like, when did
Lagos
they
City.
did they suddenly just come up?
They used to be Wild Stars, and you know Wild Stars used to belong to Kusinyan Teshi, but he didn't have to, get his hands off anything football, so the club was sold. But it is the owners of the club we do not know. Who the club was sold to, we do not know.
Okay, we'll ask Benedict. Maybe he does.
I'm sure he'll have some.
The Ghanaian Observer newspaper, front page of the Observer, banking sector cleanup. UT Bank boss, Beige Bank CEO charged. Also, we've achieved a lot in 3 years. We need 4 more to do more, according to President Akufo-Addo. Vice President launches MPA's digital product tracking command center, NLA. Gloa Smoke Peace Pipe. Angel Group boss honored as Giant of Africa, and that's in quotes. Pan-African heroes decorate Nanake Jesse is also another front page headline in the Ghanaian Observer newspaper. On the back page, though, Mourinho says, I'm not jealous of Man City or Liverpool. Not sure, like, the context in which he said that, though. His team won yesterday. Spurs won their game. After that, was it a tragic loss? I don't know. Okay, let me leave it here. We'll bring you some more sports later.
So on the front page of a Gold Street business, of course, a lot of business stories here. Government launches new effort against petroleum diversion and begins use of new digital technology to curb $200 million loss in annual smuggling. Okay, that's a story by Wisdom Johnny Nwekbe on the front page of the Gold Street newspaper. Also, approval for SNP pension reforms expected shortly. And 3-year Treasury bond issuance opens today. Also on the front page of the Gold Street newspaper. And on the back page, FBN Bank welcomes 2020 with a walk, and UBA announces winners of 2019 National Essay Competition. Front page, back page of the Gold Street Business.
All right, the last paper for me, the Daily Statesman. 4 more to do more. President Akufo-Addo says Ghana is on the path to prosperity. Nana Oforiatta Eyim joins Oxford University Council. Apology, bust MD not replaced. Also, Supreme Court throws out bid to review Ibrahim Mahama mining lease. I was reading the story, Kamala, this morning, and I think it's the lawyer at the center of the case. That's the angle that I read, was the lawyer who they say had an unforgettable experience in court yesterday. Yeah. That's Muda Adelawao, lawyer for embattled businessman Alfred Agbeshiwoyome. The court slapped him with a cost of 5,000 Ghana cedis, with a further order for him to pay within 2 weeks, according to reports or Graphic Online. And this is Emmanuel Ebo Hoxton reporting. The court also heavily rebuked him for repackaging an application which was dismissed by the court in October 2019 and presented before the court again. They said application had to do with Woyome's plea for the court to suspend the selling of his assets to defray the 46 million Ghana cedis which he owed the state. Wow. So, you know, you can learn a thing or two.
Repackaging the application. Interesting. On the front page of the Daily Dispatch newspaper, it says Ubeda Samoa on the 1992, 1996 and 2000 elections. See on pages 12 and page 2 and 12 of the newspaper. Focus on Ghana's population composition and age structures. Also on page 11 of the newspaper. And I also have on the front page, NLA and Lotto Operators Association agreed to work under Act 722 and 844. And in some politics, NPP and NDC supporters who attack each other. CPIX when Nana and General Mosquito met recently. Okay, they're just trying to say that the politicians essentially are friends. So the followers must just learn to calm down sometimes.
Do we learn? We don't learn.
Yeah, sometimes on the
we don't learn. They chill, like even they at the top who are most comfortable, chill together. They hang out as friends, and then we the ones down there.
I mean, they agree on many things actually. It's just a few things that sticks them apart. So let me just do the Daily Heritage newspaper. I am clean. Charged ex-UT boss tells the court, granted 110 million cedi bail. Page 3 of the newspaper has details of our story. And Supreme Court strikes on Woyome lawyer, as Mamavi told us a short time ago, slaps him with 5,000 cedi cost of a repeated application for review. And 22-story building saga, it's on page 2 of the newspaper. Association International School sets the record straight. It has a photograph of the headmistress of the Association International School. My final newspaper, the Custodian newspaper, defunct Beige Bank CEO caged UT Banks Amwabeng on 110 million cedi bail. Illicit petroleum deals cost Ghana 200 million cedis yearly. And Supreme Court throws out Extin Cubic again. And NLA private lotto operators cooperates, front page of the newspaper. And the back page of the Custodian newspaper, some sports news, says Arsenal targets Man City's John Stones and GFA bans Asante Kotoko. It also has a story about Serena Williams winning the Auckland Classic. So those are the big stories on the front pages and the back pages of the newspapers. But for me, the story about the accident, you know, and then the big story about the CEOs of UT and Beige Bank in court also sticks out for me as the big stories, you know, for the day.
Yeah, I don't know, these accidents, I don't know how we can prevent them from happening, because, you know, the roads are the roads. That's what we have.
Yeah. I guess
what
the
can
drivers,
we do?
we are road users, the drivers particularly. I mean, we heard on JoyNews Prime yesterday, we spoke to Cecil Gabra, who is a road safety consultant, also spoke to someone from the Road Safety Authority. I think a lot of the a lot of the flack must come to those of us who use the roads, the drivers and the occupants of these vehicles. There must be a time where the drivers should say, I am tired at this point, let me park and rest.
Yeah.
Or if there's an arrangement to have, shift drivers. So maybe on a bus there are two drivers, one driving. When the one driving gets tired, the other one can just take over and drive.
Yeah.
And also you talk about, people having their voices to speak out if there's something going wrong on the bus. We must all cultivate this. And also we must have good vehicles, essentially.
Yeah. And the owners of the vehicles as well, and insurance. The National Insurance Authority as well. Isn't it a commission or authority? I think they also have a big role to play in this.
Because we can't continue losing our people. Like 34 is too many. 34. Even one life loss is a big deal. And 34, absolutely unacceptable.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and then driving at night. We've talked about, I think when the reports came in at first, the focus was on the fact that no street lights and things like that. But something like that would take a really long time to fix because we've got many traveling roads with no street lights.
That's true too.
So
that too is true.
Yeah.
I mean,
we have to tackle it from all the angles. Exactly. But in the meantime, whilst they fix the big things, we have to do the small things that we can do.
Yeah.
And the focus, I guess, is on the drivers who make that decision to either overtake or not overtake. A lot depends on you. Let's do myjoyonline.com before we bring you sports on our page, myjoyonline.com. Iran plane downing, person who filmed video arrested. So this is a Ukrainian plane that came down, killing over 170 persons on board. It came, in the midst of the Iran-US
tension.
Exactly. Yeah. And now everything has turned on to Iran.
Yeah.
I mean, it really didn't matter that the US started.
But why was the one
attacks.
who filmed arrested, though?
Ask that question when you live in Iran.
Okay.
So he's been arrested. Kamala is asking why. You probably can Google why, and you would know. Also, defunct Beige Bank CEO Mike Hinoko remanded for 1 week. If you missed national service, here's your second chance. Oh, you did national service?
Yes,
didn't
I
you?
did. I did, absolutely. I mean, I couldn't have not done national service.
Yeah. I did national service. It was a great experience. I did insurance. Life insurance.
Oh, wow.
Which was good.
Well, I did mine at the Public Relations Directorate of the Ghana Armed Forces.
Oh, nice experience. Yeah. Oh, my God. You didn't want to work with them permanently?
I wanted to, but I wanted the easier way. I mean...
Which has the easier way?
I don't see myself, undergoing the training and, doing press-ups and lifting. No, I can't do that.
But was it vibrant there, though, their PR?
Yeah,
units?
It was. They had a community radio station then, which was on test transmission. So that was where we did a lot of Burma camp broadcasting. News.
This is revealing.
News related to the camp and the soldiers.
We should talk more.
Yeah.
Also on our page, myjoyonline.com. Away from national service, if you haven't done national service, please do your national service. It's important. Kofi Amon been granted 110 million cedis bail. That story on myjoyonline.com. Also moving on. We've achieved a lot in 3 years. We need 4 more to do more. Provided this story also, making huge headlines.
No brutalities recorded in voter register demonstration in my time. That's according to President Akufo-Addo. Yes, he says in times past there's been demonstrations that have turned violent with people losing, parts of their bodies, their eye, etc. But he's confident and happy that this year's demonstration against the compilation of a new voters register did not record any casualties. And we know that the inter-party resistance against the new voters register will hold another demonstration in Kumasi on the 21st. And then on the 28th, they will hold another here in Accra.
All right, let's just go down myjoyonline.com. There's a big story, a JoyNews investigation. Finance Ministry appears to have ordered shutdown of Gold Coast Fund Management and others. That story is there on the page. So we've obtained a document which appears to suggest that the Finance Ministry ordered the shutdown of investment and fund management companies like Gold Coast Fund Management Limited. So in a letter dated May 23rd, 2018, the Securities and Exchange Commission was partly directed by an official of the Finance Ministry to take the action. quote unquote, to protect customers and investors' interests is one of the stories, that will also be very much developing because there will be reactions to this as well. But if you haven't spotted it, kindly go to myjoyonline.com. Details of that is on the page. We've got another expose coming up, produced by Kwete Nati.
Yes, we had excerpts of that on the news at 6 on radio.
Okay, we've got a full feature on the AM show today. We've got a conversation on the back of that as well. So they auction vehicles and they turn around to purchase the auction vehicles themselves at prices that you and I will not get it for. That's the allegation. More in that expose here on the AM show. But Kamala, we have to say good morning to this guy who's coming up next to present the sports.
Yeah,